Welcome to Muskegon Rising, a community service project of the Muskegon Rotary Club. Our purpose is to create lasting positive change. We've been doing that here since 1916. So, let's get started.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of Muskegon Rising, a podcast supported by the Muskegon Rotary Club. I'm your host, Aaron Mikey, and I'm here today with Craig D'Agostini, Vice President of External Affairs for the Heartland region of Comcast. Welcome, Craig.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
I'm excited to have you here. You've got a really awesome program that called Comcast RISE. And so let's start with what inspired the launch of Comcast RISE and what really inspired Comcast to create this program.
Yeah, so in October of 2020, we launched Comcast RISE really to help strengthen and empower small businesses that were hit hardest by the COVID-19 pandemic. So that was the original impetus for the program. The overall goal of Comcast RISE is to uplift our local entrepreneurs and support small businesses wherever Comcast serves. And so it was our first entry into supporting businesses. We do a lot of community work, helping individuals, helping homeowners and residents get online, those kinds of things. This was our first entrance into helping the business world. We had a lot of help from partners like Ernst & Young and people who've done this before. We didn't try to do it all ourselves. We wanted to do it right. And that was in 2020, and the program has just evolved so much. The package has become a lot more robust. The number of businesses we award has increased. The parts of the country where we're expanding the program is just exciting, like where we are today. So it started COVID-19, but the need for it still remains. As we all know, it's a challenging small business environment. So we love the program, and I look forward to launching it in Muskegon.
Absolutely. And I was at your launch event last week, and it inspired me to get you on this podcast. So we have been selected. What made this area prime for this investment from Comcast?
Yeah, I love this part of the story because at our company, it's a very competitive process. Each region pitches the market that they want to launch Comcast RISE in. The company only picks 5. We operated in 39 states. So Kent and Muskegon counties were the markets that my team pitched this year against the likes of New York. Nashville's another area, Boston. We're competing against those communities. And, West Michigan is the fastest growing economy in the U.S. We actually learned that while we were putting our pitch together. These are some of the incredible nuggets that we pitched the company on. They love that. But in addition to being a fast growing economy, businesses here were experiencing the same kind of hurdles that we're seeing throughout the country, mainly rising costs, limiting their ability to grow. And that's kind of the area where that's the sweet spot for Comcast RISE. So I think it was an easy choice for them. It was unique. It was more of a rural area than they'd ever chosen. But we sold them on the community, the bonds of the community. We knew once we started talking about these grants that the energy and momentum of this community would take it to places we'd never gone. So just excited we're able to launch here. We launched the application window for these grants, opened on May 1st, and it's open through the end of the month. So we've got the month of May. We've got a couple more weeks left. So again, thank you for having me on. The goal is to get as many quality applications in for these grants. So any small businesses or entrepreneurs in Kent or Muskegon County, go to ComcastRISE.com, and apply for your grant. And we could talk more about the awesome package that is awarded when you win, and that's the exciting part.
Absolutely. So let's get into that. What does this package mean if a small business is awarded from Comcast?
Yeah. So first of all, we're going to be awarding 100 small businesses in Kent and Muskegon County. We're not sure how that's going to break out. It all depends on the applications, but there will be 100 winners between the two counties. And each winner will receive a $5,000 monetary grant, a complete technology makeover, which means free computer equipment, internet, phone service, and cybersecurity services for a year for the awarded business. We're going to be doing a creative production and media package, which includes a professionally produced 30-second commercial for your business, a 180-day media cycle, meaning we're going to help work with you on a strategy where that's going to air and how often it's going to air. And then we're going to do one-on-one consulting on an overall media marketing strategy. We're going to do one-on-one business consulting, online educational resources for entrepreneurs and small businesses. And you get all of that, and that's 100 times over, and it's over a $3 million investment in the 2 counties that we'll be making as a part of this program.
That's tremendous. And I know at the kickoff in Muskegon, beautiful location at the Country
was
Club,
great.
Over 100 businesses were there. And so that's just going to build that excitement of those applications.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the best part of the event was having we had a bunch of former RISE winners that were from West Michigan. So they were speaking to their friends and family about how RISE helped them, which of course adds credibility to our program, gets more applications. People understand that it's real, it's not a scam. Because when we tell them about the package, a lot of times people ask if it's real, and by having organizations like the Muskegon Chamber behind it, it adds credibility. It lets people know, okay, this is real. This is something I need to look into. So we appreciate the partnership of both the Muskegon Chamber and the Grand Rapids Chamber, frankly, and a lot of the nonprofits that have come on this journey with us.
For sure. So you talk about the impact, and you had some businesses there. Talk a little bit more about that comprehensive approach and maybe a success story of a student, until I work in higher education, of a business that you've helped.
Yeah, so I can talk about a business that was at our kickoff event, Delight in Designs. They're a West Michigan organization. They do home remodels. And Cindy was on our panel the other night, and she talked about how she talked about the technology makeover that I referenced, and the fact that she got this packages of computers and iPads, and in her business she was able to use the iPads to measure square footages and lengths of walls, and she said it saved her so much money in the initial review of a remodel. That was just one small example, but the phone service, the cellular service, the monthly internet service for free really helped her spend money in other areas she wasn't able to. And I think she won a few years ago, so she's still in business, growing, and really happy. So it was great to hear that story, but to have her tell it to the entire community was great.
We really appreciate you coming into the community, and I know you're not from West Michigan, but your passion for this program is so evident. It's so great. Every time I've been with you, this energy just comes out. So it's so easy to see your belief in this.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
RISE.
It's easy to get excited about. I mean, I get paid to do this, right? To help people in the communities where we serve and where we work. And I'm not in West Michigan, but we have offices here in Muskegon and Grand Rapids, stores, employees all over the place. So it's great to be able to help the communities where you live and work.
And $3 million is a definite help. It's going to float those businesses and help them get all the technology needs that you described, and a makeover that's going to help them, as you indicated, spend some resources in other places that help them grow. Yeah,
I mean, we've launched this program in several communities throughout the country, and in every place it's had a positive, lasting impact. And we know because we go back and we pull our winners from prior years to come join, spread the word in our new markets, and they all give us that feedback that they're thriving, that others in the community were helped. They were able to help others because someone helped them and told them about our grant. And that's what I think the beauty of West Michigan is, such a tight community that I think we're going to see that stuff exponentially with this rollout.
So you mentioned the tight community.
Yeah.
How are it's the 6th of May.
Yeah,
it opened up on the 1st. How's it going?
We're killing it, Aaron, I tell you. Well, we got our first update, right? It's our first update. It's 1.5 days in the application process. And we've got hundreds of applications already. And we're very competitive with Boston and Nashville and these huge, dense populated areas. We're right up there. And so it says a lot about this community is what it does. Yeah.
Absolutely. I want to reaffirm again, who's eligible to apply? What type of small businesses can apply? Yeah. And then say that website again. It's really important to keep repeating it.
So people can go on and apply at ComcastRISE.com, but they can also check their eligibility at ComcastRISE.com. But since you're giving me the platform, the owner must be 18 years of age, actively involved in the day-to-day business. It's got to be less than 100 employees. These are really small business grants. It must be independently owned and operated, so not a chain. It has to be for-profit. This is not a nonprofit grant program, although Comcast does have a foundation for our nonprofits for the right area of need. Mm-hmm. The business must be located in Kent or Muskegon counties. And it must be in business for at least 2 years. And those are really the requirements. And go online and apply. And we're going to be looking at just a little bit on the application. We're going to be judging on the applicant's ability to demonstrate their need, their ability to demonstrate how our grant package will help them get to the next level, what that next level is, what is their strategy for growth over the next 5 years. So entrepreneurs out there, be thinking about that when you go apply. That's really what we're looking for. And the other thing that's like a bonus for us is, how are you involved in your community? Are you working in the community? Are you investing in the community? That will also help your application. And so ComcastRISE.com, the application window closes at the end of May, so we only got a couple more weeks.
Amazing. It's so cool. And I love, so really you're making that business have a business plan, so they're looking future forward.
They've got to go into this with us, right? This is a partnership. And so through the application, we can determine who's really serious about this, who's already put in investment that's going to give that commitment moving forward with our package, right?
Very cool. Someone leading external affairs across this Heartland region. First of all, how big is the Heartland region?
Sure.
How many areas do you represent?
Yeah, so our biggest market in there is this. So it includes the state of Michigan, Indiana, and Kentucky. So it's our operations in 3 states we refer to as our Heartland region. We've got the biggest presence in Michigan, a significant presence in Indiana, smaller presence in Kentucky. Paducah is probably our largest city that we serve, but we're expanding in all 3 states. So that's good news, which means this program will find new markets, whether it's in Michigan or Kentucky or Indiana. And I look forward to rolling those out as well.
That's great. So in your role as that VP of External Affairs, talk a little bit about how you balance all of those initiatives and where do you see your role in economic development? Because that's truly what this Comcast RISE program is all about.
Well, at Comcast, External Affairs is really a combination between local government affairs, so working with our local cities and towns or counties, and that, I think of that as like half my responsibility. And then the other half is all of our community investment. So all the philanthropic work we do in these communities. So it's about split half and half, but I love when it comes together. And that's what it does with RISE. We've asked the mayor of Muskegon and Grand Rapids to get involved, to post, to come to our events. And so, having that relationship with the government agency helps. They also add credibility to what we're doing in the community. But yeah, it's balancing between being a good corporate citizen, operating the way we should in the communities where we operate. I'm responsible for that. But also giving back and making sure we're not just taking from a community, that we're giving back. So it's the right thing to do, but it also helps business. If the community we're operating in is thriving, we're going to have a lot more customers, we're going to sell a lot more product, and that's just the way it is. And so I love what I do, and the company's really committed to community impact, which makes my life easier, and I have a wonderful team. So it's a great gig if you can get it.
That's awesome. And as you said, higher water floats all boats.
That's right. And we want our entire market to be thriving.
Yes. I had a representative from DTE in recently, and they're upgrading facilities, and it seems like every neighborhood I go into, here are flags, locator flags. So I assume your work with the local communities is working with your team to make sure that fiber optic is being installed where it needs to be.
If there's a weather event, we're standing right behind DTE for the power to come up so we can make sure our stuff's up. So we really do partner closely. We're on their poles and all of that. And so we do work very closely with the utilities in every community. And I think in government affairs, the government wants to make sure that we're all working together seamlessly and efficiently. So that is part of my team's job, to making sure we're responding to utilities, to burying temporary lines, to creating a safe right-of-way. So that's the other half of my job, and I love it.
Lots of fun. At least you're not in the hole digging it.
Yeah, I'm not actually digging the trenches, but I'm talking about them, that's for sure.
Absolutely. So looking ahead, expand Comcast RISE. Are there any other programs that Comcast does relative to economic investment?
Yeah, so we have our Comcast Foundation, and those are grants for really nonprofits, and they're programmatic grants. And our main focus areas, I talked about it today at an event, our main umbrella is called Project Up, and it stands for Unlimited Possibilities. And it's Comcast's $1 billion commitment to promote digital opportunities, online broadband opportunities, and economic mobility. And it has 3 focus areas. One is basic connectivity. We want to make sure that people can connect to fast, robust, reliable broadband, no matter what their income level is and what their zip code is. That's table stakes. Number 2 is we've invested heavily in digital skills training and career development. So we work with groups like, with our chambers, but also groups like NPower, WIMCAT to fund digital skills trainings and career development. And last but not least, entrepreneurship. And that's where Comcast RISE sits, supporting entrepreneurs and small businesses. And Project Up is an amazing thing. It's a big investment. It's a 10-year program, and RISE is part of it. And hopefully we'll renew it in 10 years. And it's great for the communities where we operate. It really is.
I absolutely, your investment in Muskegon and Kent counties, as you said, it's much more rural. We have great cities, great downtowns.
It's just different. And I think that's what won RISE this year, was that it was different. I think they wanted to see how it would do in more of a spread out rural area. So we got to kill it. We got to do well.
Absolutely. And those rural communities need access, as you said,
That's
just
right.
as much as the large cities do.
Absolutely.
So thank you for advocating for West Michigan. How do you evaluate the success of Comcast RISE?
Yeah, I think part of it is talking to our former winners, right? That's huge because they've won the award. Has it really helped you? Were there hurdles? And the feedback is tremendous. So that's great. But also the number of quality applications. So I get a report every day, literally, how many applications were submitted. That's a big one. That means we're getting the word out and no one's left behind, right? So the number of applications. Then it's the number of quality applications, because frankly, some of them don't make it through the process. And so every day I get a report and they pit us against each other. So all the 5 different markets, Nashville's doing a little better than Grand Rapids today, Craig. What are you going to do about it? So it's really a lot of fun, and it's all for the good of small businesses and local economies. So we have fun with it.
It's good natural competition.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
Yeah, that's right.
Craig, anything we haven't covered that you want our listeners to hear?
I would just say, even if you're not sure if you're eligible, go to ComcastRISE.com. You can check your eligibility, apply online. It really is a simple application. Focus on what your needs are and how Comcast RISE can help your business. And hopefully you'll win one of these amazing awards.
Craig, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for your investment in West Michigan. Listeners need to visit ComcastRISE.com to apply, check their eligibility. And thank you so much for being a partner with our Chambers of Commerce. We're going to get the message out for you along with the cities. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Muskegon Rising, a podcast supported by the Muskegon Rotary Club. If you think something awesome is occurring in our community, please email us at muskegonrising@muskegonrotary.org.